You feel so incredibly at home there. You know you're supported no matter what. A camper's perspective. Another camper said, people at camp really like me. They actually told me what they liked about me. They loved me, and I loved them back. Hello, my name is Cheryl Roy, one of the co-founders of Camp Sunflower from Pine Valley Christian Church in Wichita, Kansas. I'm here to tell you about our Camp Sunflower mission and how it began. It is such an incredible story to tell, and I feel honored to be the one to tell our story. The history of Camp Sunflower in the early years. We're not sure just when the idea of a camp for the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer, otherwise known as LGBTQ+ youth in our community began, but in February of 2016, during an all-church goal meeting, an LGBTQ camp was listed as a goal to create such a camp. And this goal was it was assigned to the Giving and Mercy team, and the committee was created. At the time, our pastor, Reverend Carolyn Schwartz, knew of a camp back east that she thought we could use as a model. But in February of 2016, due to her life fight with cancer, we were never able to make that connection. Carolyn passed on December 1st, 2016. Our first fundraising event took place on April 9th, 2016, as part of Pine Valley Christian Church's 50th anniversary celebration as a gift back to the church. During the celebration, we introduced this goal to the congregation, past members, and the Kansas regional ministers by sharing the name of the camp and the sunflower logo with why we chose the state flower. Carolyn actually came up with the sunflower name, as it is our state flower, and the sunflower follows the sun from sunrise to sunset, seeking and staying in its brightness. We have put out envelopes on the table for Camp Sunflower, and we raised $5,000 as seed money to start the camp. The regional minister and president of the Christian Church of Kansas, DOC, Reverend Dr. Paxton Jones, stood up at this event, backing the camp 100% and making the commitment that Camp Sunflower would have full use of Camp Tawakoni at the Disciples Center at Tawakoni in Augusta, Kansas. Our Giving and Mercy team had conversation and planning activity, but with Carolyn's passing, we lacked focus. It kind of just died on the vine. Myself and Dave said to each other, who is going to lead this on? Dave is my husband. We prayed about the camp and decided it was going to have to be us, from word from God, to be us, to light the fire. As president of the congregation, Dave met with our interim minister, Reverend Dr. David Hanson, who is a UCC minister, who began his ministry with Pine Valley in February of 2017. Dave shared about the church's dream for Camp Sunflower, and Pastor David confirmed that we should not let this project sit idle. Before the end of this meeting, another meeting was scheduled with the director of GLSEN, Liz Hammer, and two of her interns, the minister of Table of Hope, Jackie Carter, the minister of College Hill United Methodist Church, Kent Hill, along with David Hanson, myself, and Dave, my husband. This was the official beginning of planning Camp Sunflower. In June of 2017, we met Finn Lanning, who grew up in Wichita, and he was coming through Wichita going to another camp in Massachusetts that he was directing. Finn gave us ideas as what we had done, what he had done in the past, and he also told us he would like to be considered as director for the next year. After several meetings with this group, a more formal steering team was formed. This included churches and people of the community at large, plus members from Pine Valley Christian Church. During the next few months, we brainstormed goals and a mission statement. A steering committee board was formally enacted and officers elected. Dave had been leading prior meetings and became president since he was president of Pine Valley Christian Church. We received help from Wichita State University from the Office of Diversity and Inclusion. The coordinator of the LGBT community of BSU became a board member and helped us out a great deal. We found through the National Benevolent Association, or NBA, that they were beginning their first year of grant ministry. In 2017, I wrote a grant that was written that would be used in 2018. It was submitted, and we were recipients of that grant award at the Catalyst level. During this time, we called Finn to be director of our first camp in July of 2018. This first year we considered as a pilot camp, and our goal was to have 20 campers. We attended Listen Day of Silence and promoted Camp Sunflower. We had students and parents comment how impressed they were to see such a camp happening. The steering committee board made the decision that Camp Sunflower would be for incoming sophomore, juniors, and senior LGBT plus high school youth, and then we lowered it to include incoming freshman students. In November of 2017, an action plan was set for what the steering committee board would do each month until time for camp, July 20 to 22nd of 2018. Finn's responsibilities were to make contact after receiving name registration and email address. This was all done privately online. He would then contact by providing all the registration forms that needed to be filled out by each camper and parent, guardian, or foster parent. All campers were required to sign a waiver if they wanted to be included in pictures. Finn also needed to set up a schedule of events for the days of camp. Camp Walkeny is blessed to have a full challenge course for the campers to use, and that was included in the activities. We had 15 campers in our pilot camp, Finn as director, Shaggy, William Stearns as co-director, and 6 counselors, which included a camp nurse. Overload may be the word we want to use, but we wanted to be sure we were fully covered. After camp, the steering committee board met with all of the staff and talked about what was good and not so good for our first pilot camp. There was also a holiday gathering for the campers in December 2018 for the campers and staff. The steering committee board had developed a planned outcome for the camp. Sessions and activities would include a profound sense of safety, self-knowledge, learning leadership skills, and connections with others. Those were our 4 outcomes for Camp Sunflower. Our mission statement is, the mission camp of Camp Sunflower is to provide an inclusive and supportive camp and other activities for LGBTQ+ and gender diverse youth. Our second camp occurred June 9th through 13th at 2019 at Camp Walkeny. We again had submitted in 2018 an NBA grant for use in 2019, and we were again recipients of a grant. Since Finn could not be there, Shaggy was acting director along with 4 counselors. We had 30 members of names initially registered, but we ended up with 22 campers and 19 showed. Shaggy did an incredible job as director of camp, and Finn had helped him in developing the schedule and activities. One of the counselors was a mental health therapist, and he said if he came in as a therapist, he would have to abide by Kansas laws as a therapist. So he chose to be called a counselor, and he was there to help the campers if they were in need of help. After the last day of camp, the staff had lunch with the steering committee board, and we asked questions of them again and how they thought the camp went, what they would do again, and what they suggested should be changed. We had a very good dialogue and made us excited to think of beginning planning for next year's camp. The Camp Sunflower Board is very thankful for the support of the Kansas Regional Ministers and the Camp Tawakoni staff for their continued support as our program grows. Stop at Table 13 and see and hear more as we love to talk about the Camp Sunflower mission. And we have flyers that tell more about what we do, and they're available for you to take. Thank you very much. I appreciate having the time.